Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. Kevin and Robin here with you. Just, 2 hours late?
It's just a couple minutes.
Yeah, right? So, I don't think we have any dedicated viewers, or there's like probably no one sitting around at noon, like wondering where we are, like wrecking anyone's lunch hour, are we?
I would hope to think that we have a few, but probably safe today.
Yeah. I like to think we have fans, but I'm smarter than that, really. More realistic. But, for those of you who waited, nice little lineup.
Thank you.
Yeah. You gotta be happy, right? Oh, look
Well,
at this.
okay.
This is cold. There you
It's
go.
not planned at all.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Just happens to be your favorite wine, and you maybe slipped the corkscrew in the pocket, and there you go. You got a cold bottle. So I guess
My biggest
you want me to open
disappointment,
this?
I want you to open it.
Yeah, okay.
Biggest disappointment
On it.
last winter was when our top up of Negley came in and you didn't order more of this.
Yeah. I heard about that for a while.
Long time.
Not just from you, but from all the staff. So, why don't you talk about this one? Why don't you lead off with that, since
All
it's
right.
clearly your favorite white wine in the store.
I love this white wine, and actually its arrival time just coming back in the fall is perfect because I do think of my white wines as like summer whites and winter whites. And this definitely leans into the fall and winter whites. I say that because it is Bourg Blanc, Roussanne, and Claret. All varieties I'm sure everyone's heard of.
Yeah. I mean, if you drink a lot of white Chateau, maybe you know those ones.
Most of us don't. But they are varieties that have like a little more weight, a little more texture, a bit of richness to them, and the wines from this particular region offer still some minerality and kind of freshness to it.
Well, we know that if we had glasses right now.
Oh my
But we don't. Since you're on the side with glasses, I'll let you go. Yeah.
We're failing on all
Yeah.
levels today.
Well, when we're 2 hours late, you can be darn sure we're
Oh,
not going to be
man.
prepared. Anyway, we got wine. That's the
We got
important
wine.
part.
Did you know that Claret is really one of the varieties that is, well, it's the second most planted within Chardonnay,
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
it also is one of the predominant grapes that makes up vermouth.
Ah,
I know, I just learned that one.
teaching me new stuff today. I like it. I'll tell you one thing I do like about Claret, though, because I know a couple things about traveling in Châteauneuf-du-Pape, is they've really changed how they make their wines there. And again, this isn't from Châteauneuf, but it's like a Châteauneuf look-alike from just a little further south. So they're starting to plant a lot more Claret in the south of France because it deals better with the heat. So one of the other grapes you mentioned there was Roussanne. Roussanne struggles a little bit in a hot climate. It gets very, very honeyed. The acid kind of falls out of it, so you have to be a little more careful with that. Whereas Claret, it's like, bring the heat on. I'm good. I can handle it. I'm still going to be fresh and delicious and crisp, and that's what you really get of this. Even from here, I can smell this wine. It's so
Yeah.
aromatic and so pretty. It smells like kind of like white flowers.
Totally. Lots of like apricot, stone fruit, that white floral thing, and again that like texture, that creaminess on the palate. That's so good.
It really is. What does this go for?
28.95.
29 bucks, and it's a dead ringer for a $50 white Chardonnay. It really is. Like, if you can tell the difference between that and white Châteauneuf-du-Pape, then you're
You
better than
can
me. Yeah,
work here.
you get a job here. Come on, bring your resume down. What about
Yeah.
the rest?
Well, I mean, I think all the wines we selected are along the Mediterranean, and we're looking at all grape varieties that really love that sunshine and that heat. So we're talking about, Roussanne needs to be picked a little bit earlier just because you don't want it to get overripe. But
Yeah.
everything else, Carignan, Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre, everything that's in all of your reds that are here, Grenache Gris, in your rosé,
It's a new one.
all really love lots of heat and lots of sunshine to ripen properly.
Yeah, I actually did have a chance to try the Le Clap. So Le
Nice.
Clap is the area that this comes from. It's actually like a national park, right? But it's this beautiful stone kind of wall that surrounds this vineyard. I've been to a lot of wineries. It's what I do. Travel a lot. This might be the most beautiful one I've ever seen. It's an old chateau, and it's kind of nestled at the base of this, like, what must be 100-foot like rock wall that kind of surrounds the
Cool.
vineyard. And the vineyards like kind of just spill out to the Mediterranean, and is really this like stunning little old chateau that sits there, and it's not a place you want to leave once you get there, put it that way. So these guys, Negley, actually make some of the most expensive wines in the Languedoc.
Oh yeah.
So their top wines are these single vineyard Syrahs that sell for $200-300 a bottle. We like to focus more on their kind of everyday stuff that they do. They're more, value priced wines, but they really are amazingly well made wines, super well crafted. They are sort of the class of this part of France in the Languedoc. That's more specifically Le Clap, which is the little appellation they're in. And if you haven't had these before and you like things like Gigondas or Châteauneuf or any Rhone wines, these are just like a step less expensive, but every bit as good, and you definitely want to check them out.
Absolutely.
Which
They're going to be
leads
open
into
on the
that.
tasting bar all
Yeah,
weekend,
well, this
too.
one already is. So we're off to a good start. This is always one of my favorites. Now this is from Peak St. Luc, so this is a mountainside vineyard. Another really fun winery to visit, but you're just climbing and climbing and climbing up this mountainside. And they do incredible Grenache and Syrah from that area. What happens is because you're on a mountainside, you're on these like almost stone. Like when you're walking on the vineyards, it feels like you're walking on concrete. The vines grow very slowly. They produce tiny little grapes, and they're really concentrated. So they got the nice altitude there, so they get the cool breeze coming through. It really makes the wines look a lot more refreshing, and it's kind of pretty, but you still get all that power from all the heat. And
Yeah,
it's a,
and I like
it's a
this one.
stunner.
I find that there's like a little like savory something about it too, like almost those like sun-dried olives that you can sometimes find, or that kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you're better at tasting than I am, clearly, if I don't get any of that. This is about $26, I think, on the shelf. Is that
Yeah.
right? There's so much in there, so much power, so much concentration, and so much richness that you don't want to miss this guy. It is an absolute blockbuster. So, as good as the pack is, if you don't get the pack, at least pick like this guy or this guy out of there.
You have
It's
to.
really well worth having. All right, and a little more Negley.
A little more Negley. So some neighboring vineyards that they actually just picked up a few years back. So they started out with the Chateau, they moved into here, and this one has a little more Alicante and Syrah in there.
Oh yeah, I find this one usually like not quite as refined as this one, but still like really satisfying. Lots of character, like lots going on in there for the money.
Yeah, it gives you a little glimmer of what's going to happen in here, and this one's $21. So I mean, you can't really go
Nice.
wrong.
Yeah, great value. And you mentioned the new rosé already, which we've got also
rosé.
in boxes.
And those boxes are on sale too. So
Yeah, I looked at the weather. It looks pretty good this weekend.
I hope so.
You need a box of rosé, and they're $10 off.
They are.
So how much is that? 55
That's right.
for 3 liters.
I know. 4 bottles. Do
This
the
is-
math on that. That's pretty good.
As much as you need on a Saturday afternoon, isn't it?
3 liters of wine.
Pretty
I'll
good
take
deal. All right. So there's your pack, and we got the 3-liter boxes on. So
Yep.
grab one of those, pop by. Lots open for tasting. I'm looking at the tasting bar right now. It's probably why we're late.
You've been busy today.
Yeah, I've been tasting all morning, clearly. Anything else to say?
That's about it. I hope to see you this weekend.
All right, thanks.